Hey, I'm Colin from Blackjack Apprenticeship, and I want to share with you 6 things I love about being a card counter. I'm Colin and I run Blackjack Apprenticeship, and I've been a card counter for 15 years now. I've run blackjack teams that are responsible for beating casinos for $4 million, and I get to run Blackjack Apprenticeship where I get to see a lot of new people learn, master card counting, and take money from casinos. So we did a video real recently, me with 2 friends of mine that are card counters, David and Dusty, and it was called The Downsides to Card Counting, because I want to be really honest with people that there are downsides. It's not all roses and unicorns, but we didn't get to talk really too much about the positives, so I just want to share 6 things that I love about being a card counter. The first thing I love about being a card counter is that beating casinos is awesome. If you're a card counter, you know it, but the look on people's faces when I tell them that me or my teams have beaten casinos for large amounts of money is priceless. There's a saying in the movie The Color of Money that money won is twice as sweet as money earned. There's just something so fun and satisfying of actually beating the house. There's that saying, the house always wins. Well, not for us. I have a friend, he goes on our forum by the name Peacock. I did a podcast interview with him, and this guy is a CEO or president of a large company. We're talking multi-million-dollar company. And he'll tell me that at their board meetings, everyone just wants to hear about his weekend in Vegas. They want to, like these guys that make all this money, or they'll even have these big name people come in and speak to their board to inspire them and to teach them. And nobody's really as excited about hearing from these big name people as they are to hear about his exploits in Vegas, because being casinos is really awesome. The second thing that I love about being a card counter is the money isn't bad. For my career, I won $432 an hour as a professional. Of course, that came with lots of wins and lots of losses, but overall, it worked out to quite a bit of money. And it's not just the over $100 an hour that's exciting. When I was making 25 bucks an hour, I thought it was amazing that I could go into a casino and play this game. I just thought it was a really cool opportunity. And some people will say, well, Colin, if you can make so much money beating the casinos, why are you putting these videos on the internet? Why aren't you just beating casinos? And first off, I'd say, thank you for caring about me, but don't worry, I'm doing just fine financially. Secondly, over the last 15 years, I've done it at every level, from, a $5 betting unit where I was making like $5 an hour to running a over $1 million team where we're beating casinos for upwards of $1,000 an hour. I've played the high stakes, I've played the low stakes. And after a while, with my personality, I'm always looking at what else could I do, or what's something new that I can be learning or doing. And so Blackjack Apprenticeship provides that. And third, I might still get out there from time to time, but I'm not going to be sharing about it on the internet. The third thing I love about card counting is that there is nothing quite like growing something. My dad was a teacher, my mom was a nurse, and I have an incredible amount of respect for them, and they did their jobs very well, and they really served people well with their jobs, and I commend them for that, but I never wanted a career. I kind of really didn't want a career, but I figured I would have to work some job that I would hate until maybe someday I made enough money that I could retire. And then I stumbled into card counting. Even when I started counting cards, I thought, hey, if I could make an extra $10 an hour when I'm not working my other job, I just thought that would be really amazing. And it would give me an opportunity to not just get by, but actually build something. And then it started to grow, and we're making 25 bucks an hour. Then we're making 50 bucks an hour. And my bankroll is growing from 2,000 to 4,000 to 10,000 to, within a year I had a $50,000 bankroll in my closet. And the feeling of growing something, it wasn't just financial, it was just the feeling of being in control of what I was doing, and growing something was just so exciting. And once, if you're like me, you get bit by that entrepreneurial bug, there really is no going back. The fourth thing I love about card counting is that casinos suck, and it feels really good to take their money. Not just to be able to beat them, but that we're taking their money. So if you know much about casinos, they prey on their communities. Casinos will lobby to get a casino brought into a city, and they're saying, oh, it's going to provide all these jobs, and it's going to bring money into the area. But the studies show it just sucks money out of those communities. It generally preys on the most disenfranchised, and there's all sorts of studies on this: higher suicide rates and poverty rates and addiction rates. And I hate that about casinos, and it feels really good to be someone, maybe it's delusions of grandeur, but feeling a little bit like David beating Goliath to take their money. Another thing I love about card counting is that mastering and implementing the system is actually rewarding in and of itself. To do something that very few people would take the time and energy and effort to do, to master the skills, and then to put them into effect and to see over time, not in the short term, but over enough time to see that work is really satisfying. While every day thousands of people walk into any given casino and walk out like drones handing casinos their money, it's a really cool feeling to be a part of this small tribe of people that have taken the time to become advantage players. The final thing I love about card counting is the community. Through this trade or job or craft or investment, whatever you want to call it, over the years I've met a lot of really awesome people. First, there's the heroes of card counting, which is John Chang and Tommy Highland and Stanford Wong, and these people that I've been able to meet through things like the Blackjack ball. And these people, they're creative, they're outside the box thinkers, they're brilliant, and they're also really kind and generous too. And what they've done, both in the craft of card counting and for the community, is really inspiring and a lot of fun to be a part of. But it's not just the heroes. Through this job, I've been able to meet so many really awesome card counters, and I found that people in the advantage play community in general are really great people. So I was trying to think through what are some of the values I've found in the people I've met through the card counting community, and the first one is honesty. So casinos want you to think that card counters are these, very untrustworthy, unscrupulous people that are coming in and cheating them of their money, but we're actually playing the game with integrity. We're playing it properly. We're using our brains, we're using logic, and my experience of card counters is that they're, in general, very honest people. Also, card counters value math. So while all these other people are going in and out of casinos with their superstitions and faulty logic, card counters care about the true math of the games. They care about logic. They're not making up systems based on their experience, but trusting the simulations, trusting the math of the game. And then the final thing is that card counters care about integrity. Of course, there's some bad apples out there, but in general, I've found card counters to be people that you would want to be friends with, people that you could share information with them and trust that they're not going to burn you with it. Those are just a few of the things that I found, but hopefully, if you're a card counter, you can relate to some of these things. If you're not a card counter, hey, those are the reasons why I am very proud to be a card counter. And if you want to learn more, subscribe below if you're not a subscriber, turn on notifications so you get our weekly updates, and you can also find out more at blackjackapprenticeship.com.